Okay, the plan for this episode, head over this direction and get the steel base up and running, the real one, not this little one. So first we need to unlock, what is this, industrial manufacturing? Because we need the heavy modular frame, and what we're going to do is get this manufacturer, and we can make the space elevator parts, but that's secondary until we get this factory up and running. But heavy modular frame, our goal is probably to make like 10, 15 of those a minute. I forget exactly how hard that will be, but we'll make 10 to 15 of those a minute, and then all of the things in the steel lineup kind of go into that one piece. That's kind of the modular frame of the iron one uses, I think, this thing right here uses reinforced plates and rods. The only thing it doesn't use is, actually no, everything is in that. Rotors is the only thing a modular frame doesn't use. Heavy modular frames use everything in the steel pipe. So they use steel pipes, they use reinforced steel beams, the ones with the concrete on them, encased steel beams. So they are pretty heavy duty. And then computers, and I think the train requires computers. We'll build another base for that, but steel factory, that's the one that we're going to get up. We're going to have it produce extra encased frames, extra beams, extra pipes, and extra encased beams, just so that it is producing all of those things at one base. And then this base will route the pipes down into that cave along with the wire, and then we'll be able to start making the alien tech thing. And I don't know what we'll do with the beams there. We'll think of something, but everything else will be produced over there. That'll be our main base for it. So with that said, let's unlock this.
Milestone reached. Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly the 2 new project parts. The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of Project Assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
I'll have to wear shades. Yeah. Let's get this. So here's an interesting problem. I was going to build a very large base kind of off in the distance there. Decided to start doing the math on the nodes. It turns out that I'm going to have to start bringing in iron. Like I need, so the equation you're seeing up on the screen there, 1920, that is how much iron ore I need to make this base. Coal, I've got enough. Iron ore is gonna be interesting. So to give you an idea, there is 1920 over here. So I was originally planning on making 10 modular frames a minute, but it would take more ore than is in all of this area, so I kind of downscaled it a little bit, but it's still going to take quite a bit of ore. There are 3 pure iron nodes over here. There's 6 normal iron nodes there-ish, but even that combination isn't enough ore to build as many heavy modular frames as I want. So there's another 2 pure iron mines over here. So I'm going to have to run all of the iron from over there into here to make that factory work. So this will be less complicated than oil. That's the good thing about a steel mine or a steel factory, is it's not as complicated. You don't have to worry about fluid and head lift and all of that. It just, you plug in the right materials, they go. If they jam up, and it doesn't shut the whole factory down. But But these later part ones do become complicated when you're saying, hey, I want to build like 10 a minute, and it takes more materials than exist on the map. You kind of have to down your expectations. So with that said, dismantle crate. They need to come up with a button that just deletes all dismantle crates, because they always have like 5 wire, 2 rods in them. Not something you'd ever want to come back for. But sometimes you have to take the entire base apart to get them. Anyway, let me show you something cool. So this feeds directly into the awesome sink. So it goes into the line that's running under there. So yeah, I'm a very mature person. This is an Easter egg. So if you don't like spoilers, turn away for maybe the next 45 seconds.
Fixit sees what you did there. How creative. I have also been creative. There is something extra special for you in the awesome shop. It is a marvel of technology. It is truly the shape of the future. I will be sad if you do not use it and love it, and tell any friends you make in the future all about it.
$20 tickets for this. Okay. I am going to get this just because I love you guys. So, like and subscribe, all of that.
Cyber Wagon unlocked. While creating this, I did not cheat with the width, height, or length. I was able to achieve great capability within the same dimensions and same weight as a normal wagon. Part of this is the fundamental design change. I moved the mast to the outside of the truck. You'll love riding around in this thing.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, they are kind of taking the piss out of Elon. No refunds. And yes, one storage. And yes, those are square wheels. I'm not sure it can actually turn both directions. Like, I am turning full left right now and it's turning right. Okay, let's go ahead and get all the stuff we'll need to build this base. At least to build the buildings. Actually, I will probably need to make some blueprints, so let's check back in a bit. All right, so here we are on pretty much the top of the world. Kind of one of the higher points in this area. Kind of have to watch out for those flowers because they will sprout up and start pushing gas everywhere. You can take them out with the explosives, but I don't like doing that because it blows up all the trees around it. So again, trying to keep with our theme of not mowing down every tree on the map, I'll just try to avoid them. So this is the Rocky Desert, to give you an idea for where we are. That over there is our iron base, that's our steel base. And if you just kind of keep heading to the west, the motor factory is all the way over in the east. This is the other side of the map. So, what have we got here? We've got, you can see one of the iron nodes is right there. That's a pure iron node. There's 2 here that we can't see. There's 6 that I believe, I want to say they're right over here, but they're either normal or impure. So we're going to have to run that line all the way over to here. I'm planning on building a big pyramid right here. And then we've got, because we're short on iron, the rest of the iron, I actually think you can see it on the map right there. There are at least 2 other pure iron nodes. And there's 2 more pure iron nodes right up there, and I might run those down as well, because right now I have just enough iron to make the heavy modular frames, I don't have enough wiggle room to make extra steel bits, which was kind of the idea of this base. And one last point. So, I'll get to coal in a second. So second to last point, there's a cave right here, and I'm planning on running the train through there, through the bottom of the pyramid to pick up the goods. And then the train is going to run around this way up to the base and drop things off at the big ass space elevator factory. So let's go ahead and look at the coal nodes real quick. So you can kind of see one right there. Once again, gonna kind of look out for those flowers. So there you can sort of see the truck that I drove up here with. There is a little ramp that you can kind of drive up right there. There's also kind of a jump puzzle right here that you can get up that's kind of fun. But for right now, what we're concerned about is there are 3 pure coal nodes. I think the other one is tucked in under that tree. There's this one and there's that one, and 3 pure coal nodes with Mark II miners is exactly what we need. Yeah, hey, and there's a Mercer sphere right there. But anyway, those 3 coal nodes are exactly what we need for this full base. And it might even produce a little extra, which is good. If not, if it's not enough to kind of pull off my idea of making the extra steel bits, then there is some impure coal over there, and I might be able to slap down Mark II miners and overclock them to get enough steel just to kind of produce basically the same as this little steel factory down there. So, check back when I get started on this thing. I'm going to start laying down some miners, start laying down the basic foundations, kind of running in where the belt lines will go, and I'll bring you back then. And not exactly the same angle, but this way you can actually see what it's doing. That is more or less the center of the lake right there. Doesn't really look like it from this perspective. I did put a little walkway there, but honestly, we will probably be reaching this thing more often than not by train. I believe the train is 5 across, so I made, this will be the train platform. All of the goods will be coming in, and I'll kind of have to play with how I want that to work. I think I want them coming in under this platform and then feeding up in like a wall, because there will probably be, probably like 10 or 12 belts. So I can do something to make that look cool. Oh, and then I make sure I don't fall off here. I've got a ladder going up there. There is a blue slug right there. One of the cool things is that those things create light. So I didn't pick it up because it lights up the inside. This column here is hollow. Few people will be able to see this from the outside. There'll be an opening here where the train will come in, and an opening here where the train will come in. But this whole thing will just be a big pyramid. I did something like this a couple playthroughs ago, so I have a decent idea what it looks like. That one was a little more ad hoc. This one will be a little more intentional. So with that said, come back in a few. So there we go. So we've got all the iron coming in from all the section over there. Still not sure what that's about. It does pop in when you get closer to it and turns into a actual rock pillar. I've got more iron coming in from here. There's the coal coming in from up above. And then we've got concrete kind of wrapping down below it. So let's go take a closer look. So here you can kind of see things coming in. And this right here will be the actual ground floor of the subfloor. So let's go ahead and take a look what's going on here. I had 8 iron coming in, so I decided to do 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and then conveniently there is 3 concrete and 3 coal, so I put 3, I think that's the coal, and then the concrete is over here, or the limestone. And so now that you have all the resources coming in through the floor, the train will be coming in right here, and you can kind of see that cave is tucked in over there. There's another sort of tunnel right there, but there's a big cave that kind of goes through the rest of the map. Let's go up these stairs. So this will remain this tall. This through the train station will be at least this tall. Because if I remember right, the train station is very tall. So here all the resources are coming up. Again, this is the subfloor right here. So the actual buildings will look like this. So again, using templates, all of the feeds will be coming through this floor. So all of the belts will be covered by that subfloor or by the actual floor. And there's actually going to be another layer up above that. I guess I could throw down this blueprint and kind of show you what it looks like. So it comes across like this. So there's going to be these walkways where you can kind of look down into this. That has a lot of Z fighting there. But these things will be sitting here. So the actual floor of the factory will be up here for the most part. But it'll also be even with this for just kind of walking around in between the machines. So kind of have the machines rising up on either side. So now we get to go to stage 3 and start building the first part of our factory. We need a lot of foundries and a lot of smelters, which is what this ground floor will be. Probably throw a few constructors down here too, since this is more or less the base of the pyramid. Check back in a couple. And scene, one more level done. So on this level we have, let's see, is this iron plates, and then over here we've got rods going, we've got assemblers. I'll get to those in a sec. Actually, a lot of assemblers. I believe all of these are making rods. Let's check. No, these are all plates. Rods might even be one below. Oh no, I'm starting to lose track. These guys are all making modular frames, and I kind of stuffed as many as I could in here, but I've still got to do, I believe, 8 more. I need 20 modular frame factories, and I think I've got 12 on this level. So next level up will be 8 more modular frame factories. And then this is kind of a cool little thing I did. These are all the parts that are going to go into making the heavy modular frames, which is the reinforced beams. Let's see if it'll let me grab one here. Encased industrial beams, that's what they are. And pipes and screws and the modular frames that are made on this one. So let's go up a little bit here. Oh, and then I've got 2 more there, bringing up rods and reinforced plates to make the modular frames on the next level, so that we can get the full 20 going. So this level will only have, remember, I'm trying to build a pyramid. I was thinking to myself that if I actually build the pyramid, it might chew up the available entities, but I'll give it a shot. At least I'll kind of put a skeleton down so that you could get an idea for how big the thing would be. But anyway, there's only going to be 8 assemblers on this level, and you can sort of see one of the things I did with this blueprint was I left the indicator bar outside of the little building that I made for it, and that was specifically so that I could be standing here and sort of be like, okay, is anything red? No. And you can sort of see little ones right there on the constructors. These are all assemblers there. Or, yes, assemblers. We have not gotten to the modular or the manufacturer yet, which we will be. That will be 2 levels up. So there will be 8 assemblers on this level. And then the next level up will have 4 manufacturers. And those will be pushing out the heavy modular frames. And then this factory is complete, more or less. I'm going to have all of the resources roll down out the outside of the pyramid, come back under to where the train will be coming in, and should look pretty cool. Fingers crossed. Right? Right? All right. 2 more levels to go. And here we go. So there is a bit here. Let's get into it. So again, you kind of see all the stuff that goes up to make the reinforced frames or the heavy modular frames. We've got this level where they're kind of coming up again and making more modular frames as opposed to the heavy reinforced, which are right there. So all the ones I couldn't fit on the lower floor are here. And if they're yellow, that's good. That means that they're full up, which is what I'm trying to do. Then we come up this way. And now I'm going to be able to kind of show you what the pyramid looks like once it gets going. I ran out of resources, so I had to run back and get more, but here we are. Here's the manufacturers, which have 4 inputs, and to make heavy modular frames you need encased industrial beams, you need steel pipes, you need screws, and you need modular frames. So all of those, well, especially the modular frames, require a lot of different parts, and a lot of the parts in this game work that way, where they kind of build off each other, and then they're like, okay, now you need to make a really complicated part from that complicated part. And each time you make one of these bases, you have to make that really complicated, or that complicated part of it. But here you can kind of see that now we're backed up on this, which is a good thing. And then I'm going to have it go out here, down the side of the pyramid and down into the section where the train is coming. I'm going to have the other iron things, so iron pipes, encased industrial beams, and beams also down there. So this one will have 4 outputs. Let's get a little ways away so you can kind of see the scale of what this pyramid will be. Yeah, so here we are a little ways away, but yeah, you can kind of see I'm going to run the floors out for each of the real levels and probably close up the bottoms so that they look clean too. So you're not looking up at the belts, you're just looking up at that, looking up at the ceiling basically. But I'll need to put lighting in there. I was planning on having a lot of glass on this thing, so light from outside will be shafting in. You will be able to see, but the floors will block out a lot of it, so I'll have to put lighting in there. Again, kind of like the iron base, not sure how much I'll do right now in the game, because I think in the later game I'll kind of come back and clean these up. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it would look like when it's done. Might keep it minimal. That's actually kind of cool. All right, gang. Check back next time.